Hey, I'm Chris, and this is Disney Fan Art with Chris. And right now, Darren is running late. He should be here pretty soon. This is our Emperor's New Groove live stream. The for our art. We had 3 submissions. Hoping to get some more. Really would love for more people to send in. Like I said, you do not have to follow our topic. You could just send in and anything Disney related. I mean, Star Wars, Marvel, the Muppets, anything that's Disney related or Disney owned, and we will put it up. So I hope everybody out there is doing well and is being safe. And I'm going to share out the stream real quick and just kind of waiting on Darren to get here. So he, I believe he went up into the mountains and was on his way back. He said he'd be about 20 minutes late. So that's why we started the stream about 20 minutes late. So he's probably just about ready to get in. So, but we have some, like I said, 3 drawings. I'm hoping maybe to do something different than a drawing next week to make it a little bit more interesting. So I think I already have an idea for a topic. I don't know if Darren's going to like it, but it's going to be something fun. I'll tell you that much. So sorry, I'm trying to get this to where I need it. And we're going to wait on him to show. There's Christina. We're getting ready to turn into the drive. Okay, Christina. But yeah, so we got the Emperor's New Groove, and we do have some things to look at. We got 16 things you never knew about the Emperor's New Groove. We'll go over a couple of those until Darren gets in here. See, number 16, the production was originally called Kingdom of the Sun. In 1994, the Lion King director Roger Allers began production of a classic Disney-style musical epic set in the ancient Inca Empire called Kingdom of the Sun. The story was originally going to be about an Inca emperor who switches places with a commoner who shares a striking resemblance. Basically, it was to be an ancient Inca adaptation of Mark Twain's Prince and the Pauper. The emperor meets this doppelganger and decides to switch places with him for funsies. Yzma, the royal sorceress, discovers the switch and turns the real emperor into a llama while threatening to expose the peasant if he obeys her. By 1998, Disney execs were losing faith in the project, especially after the underwhelming box office hauls. Other dramatic, sweeping musicals like Pocahontas and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Allers later left the project, and Mark Dindal became the sole director. By 2000, the film had been reworked and partially recast into the buddy comedy we know now as The Emperor's New Groove. So I don't know how well it would have done if it would have been a different story. So there was a documentary about the production overhaul. Since Kingdom of the Sun was going to be a musical, Disney had hired Sting to compose and produce 6 songs for the film. In keeping with the success of the Lion King soundtrack, which included songs by Elton John, Disney hoped Sting's compositions would help boost Kingdom of the Sun's success. As part of his agreement to join the film and write for the soundtrack, Sting bargained for his wife, filmmaker Trudy Styler, to produce a documentary about Kingdom of the Sun productions. As the productions wore on and tensions grew between Disney and Allers, Styler's documentary became one of the most candid accounts of this difficult transition that's still viewable online today. The doc was eventually titled The Sweatbox. The title comes from the Disney Animation Review Studio in Burbank, California, which reportedly had no air conditioning at the time. Producers, directors, Sting himself, and even cast members who are dropped from the production can be seen in clips. So, I mean, that's pretty interesting. So, and then deleted scenes, Snuff Out the Light, Yzma's song. This buried gem of a Disney villain song can still be found online, left over from the production Kingdom of the Sun days. Eartha Kitt had already made a career out of her distinctive voice and vocal styles and music, movies, and TV shows, and her performance of Snuff Out the Light superbly demonstrate her fit for character. So that's pretty good. Let me do something just real quick. I may have forgot one thing. It'll just take me 1 second. I know what I forgot. So Eartha Kitt, yeah, Eartha Kitt was the Catwoman in the old Batman series. So that's pretty interesting. I know that. But yeah, she played in the old series, and we're gonna get Darren in here. Just give me a second. But yeah, Eartha Kitt, right? Catwoman, and then of course John Goodman actually went on to do the voice of Pacha, who is also the voice of Solly in Monsters Inc. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Not much. It's hot up here, I can tell you that much.
It's hot out here. Nothing like walking in the door at the last minute.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So do you want to go ahead and get on with it then?
Yeah, let's get it on.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and start. Like I said, we only have 3 entries, which would be mine, Darren, and Christina's. And would love if anybody out there would want to join. Like I said, it does not have to be the topic we pick. You can pick anything Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Muppets, anything Disney related, Disney owned. So let's go ahead and pop this up real quick. Actually, I got to share. No. Share the screen.
It's a nice background you have there, buddy.
Thanks. All right, so this is my drawing. And this is Cusco as a llama.
David Spade completely fits that guy's part.
So I like the whole no touchy.
Yeah, no touchy. but when he drinks that vial of potion to try to turn back into human, and he turns into a whale, it's no looky. He says, "Don't look at me, no looky."
So yeah, I was just saying that John Goodman went on to actually do another voice for Pixar, not for Disney, but Disney owned. Was the voice of Solly in Monsters Inc.
Nice. So, I like how you did his hair there. Makes it look like layers.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, so let's go on to the next one. I don't know why it's not popping up and let me move over like it normally there. The wrong way. I go. Oh. So this is Darren's, and Darren drew Pacha.
Yeah, Pacha's cool.
Yes, which is voiced by John Goodman.
You know, his cartoon character of that actually kind of resembles him in a lot of ways.
Yeah, yeah.
I think.
Well, I think a lot of times whenever Disney does anything, it always resembles somehow the person who voices the character.
I guess that llama does look like David Spade. Yep.
Because, I mean, Solly from Monsters Inc. I mean, that's John Goodman. So,
but I was sitting in the hotel, had no one to bother me, didn't have no video games around me, and I got that drawn in like an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh wow. Oh, it looks really good. I like it. I like the collar on the shirt. Really looks good.
Yeah.
So
if I would have had enough time, but we had some stuff we were doing up there. We were up in the northern part of the state, just a little getaway, but I was actually going to draw him and then draw the other guy looking at him. Now I've only seen the movie once, so I forget his name. The one that's with the witch, the big guy. Kronk. Yeah. Yes. So I'm looking at each other, but
yeah, I drew Kronk when we were doing the 30-day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I drew Kronk when he was holding the glasses before they thought they were going to poison Cusco. And, you know what I mean? So,
yep.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Christina's. And of course, this is Christina's, and this is Yzma after she drank the potion and turned into a cat.
No, self-portrait. Oh, wait, no, that is. I'm sorry, that's not a self-portrait. I thought she drew a self-portrait of herself. That's her that's how Christina looks when I scare her when she's watching Ghost Adventures. And all I had to be doing is go to the bathroom and come back into the bedroom.
Yeah.
And open the door, and she'll be like, God, babe. Like, well, I can't help it. You're on edge.
So I think it looks really good. Of course, that's what it says 5:30. So she had it done the day after I said something.
Yeah. I had to eat sunflower seeds that night for dinner. But she forgot to put the whiskers on. So one day no kidding, Chris, she lay down and take a nap because she was tired.
Right.
She wakes dead up out of a nap and like, oh, I forgot the whiskers. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she goes in there to put them on. And she's like, I don't know how to draw these. I'm like, they're whiskers. They don't have to be perfect. Cat whiskers aren't perfect. Just put them on there.
So no, it looks really good. I really like it. All the different shapes that make it up and everything like that. She did a really good job, especially with the way the hair is on top and everything like that. But
she always says, well, I can't draw. I'm like, actually, you can. She always told me she only drew stick figures. But
so, yeah, we were going over 16 different things about the Emperor New Groove that you didn't know about, which it was originally supposed to be called Kingdom of the Sun, and the soundtrack was supposed to be done by Sting.
Yeah.
Not the wrestler.
No.
Sting the
musician. I read something because I was going to do one of them because I'd looked them up, but we were gone. I didn't have no way to print them off to read them.
Yeah. So number 13 says Owen Wilson and Carla Gugino were originally going to be in the cast. Kingdom of the Sun originally had many more roles than Emperor's New Groove, including several characters that were retooled and or removed entirely. Pacha was originally a very lowly peasant, not even the head of a village, and he was going to start the film as a meek, younger character. For this incarnation of the character, Disney had cast Owen Wilson, which seems like a good fit based on this character's description. As stated above, Yzma's blackmails Pacha to do her bidding when he switches with the Emperor. While he's posing as the Emperor, Pacha meets the Emperor's betrothed, a woman named Nina, who was set to be voiced by Carla Gugino. The relationship between Pacha and Nina was supposed to be part of more traditional royal Disney romance in the film. Obviously, the parts and the characters were reworked over the course of the production, and Pacha becomes an older married family man, and the Emperor's betrothed is reduced to a scene of gags.
If I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, that Sting didn't like the ending of the movie, so they rewrote it.
Yeah, that's when it was going to be Kingdom of the Sun.
Yeah.
So, but I think something is mentioned in here. So number 12, the story was not based on the Emperor's New Clothes by Hans Christian Andersen. I don't think I need to read any more of that. So let's see. The story is actually more similar to Caliph's Torch by Wilhelm Hoff. Wilhelm Hoff was a 19th century German poet and novelist who died tragically young at the tender age of 24 in 1827. Nevertheless, in 1826, he published the Martin Almanac auf das Jahr. Fairy Tales of Almanac, 1826. The stories contained therein are still some of the most popular children fairy tales in German-speaking countries today. Among those tales is Cuscos Bag, set in the Orient. So, all right. Cusco's name is derived from the name of the Inca Empire's capital. All right. Director is Mark Dindal, hated including that Wizard of Oz reference. So let's see. In the third act of the film, Cusco and Pacha sneak back into the palace to find the potion that will transform Cusco back into a human. Plenty of callbacks and visual humor punctuate the unwelcome intrusion. Pacha and Cusco take a moment rummaging through the lab to find that what they are looking for before they find the cabinet containing Yzma's potions for transformation. Pacha looks closely at some of the labels on the shelf for the potions. There are 3 in a row labeled with pictures of lions, tigers, and bears. Okay.
Oh my.
Yeah. Pacha's wife, Chicha, makes a curious Disney first. Okay. Mothers frequently figure into Disney movies, although usually not in the most important or flattering ways. Consider Baby's mother or the evil stepmother from Cinderella. Chicha, on the other hand, is a much more impressive and realistic female character. That's true. Now get this. Barbra Streisand was the original choice for the voice of Yzma.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, that'd been weird too. The scene with Cusco and Kronk's bag featured a reference to the Citizen Kane. In this delightful little scene, we get to see Kronk doing his best to enjoy himself while tasked with the disposing of Cusco in llama form. He slips out into the streets with Cusco stuffed in a bag on his back and starts humming and singing his own Mission Impossible-esque soundtrack. Disney has Kronk's voice actor Patrick Warburton sign all legal rights to the humming composition over to them. They don't even get to hear it all that clearly, but Warburton presumably recorded more than ever appeared in the film. Perhaps Disney thought it was that charming and catchy. Number 5, Bucky the Squirrel was played by acclaimed voice actor Bob Bergen. When Cusco gets lost,
that squirrel was funny.
Yeah. When Cusco gets lost in the jungle, he becomes so distraught that he hits a squirrel on the head with an acorn before he falls into a den of sleeping jaguars. The squirrel returns for vengeance. Out of nowhere, he inflates and bends a balloon llama and pops it with a cactus net. Kronk and Yzma find the squirrel themselves and ask for directions when they are searching for Cusco to finish him off for good. The squirrel's lines are heavily infected gibberish, but they were voiced by none other than Bob Bergen. So, all the llama Easter eggs. There was a lot of llama Easter eggs. I'm not going to go with that. Deleted scene. Soldiers destroy cardboard Pacha village. There's a deleted scene meant to follow Cusco telling Pacha that he's going to be building his summer home right on his village hilltop. Pacha has gotten back to the street level. He wanders into what appears to be a cardboard cutout model of the village before a group of soldiers marching to the following chant appears. Crush all the buildings, make some space. Cusco world will take its place. Burn the houses, feel the heat, break stuff. It is really neat. So Sting got Disney to rewrite the ending.
Yeah, that's why I read that.
Even when Disney's transitioned from Kingdom of the Sun to the Emperor's New Groove, certain major story changes were still In store for the production, towards the end of the production, the near final draft of the ending had Cusco building his summer home amusement park on a hill close to Pacha's village by tearing down a rainforest. He would have invited Pacha's family over to visit though. Sting wasn't having any of that noise. According to an interview with the New Musical Express in 2000, Sting wrote a letter to Disney saying, "You do this, I'm resigning because this is exactly the opposite of what I stand for. I spent 20 years trying to defend the rights of indigenous people, and you're just marching over them to build a theme park. I will not be party to this." And that's how we got the more humble, environmental friendly ending, where Cusco builds himself a modest little shack on a hill close to Pacha's and spends his summer vacations among the villagers. So, and the last one, there was a video sequel, and a TV show. After its long, tumultuous production, The Emperor's New Groove was a solid success and is now widely regarded as one of the best films of the post-Renaissance Disney era. So, of course, it got a direct-to-video sequel in 2005 that focused on the standout comic relief character Kronk. Patrick Warburton, Eartha Kitt, David Spade, and John Goodman all returned to reprise their voice roles. The story revolved around Kronk struggling for his dad's approval of cooking aspirations. Though it was poorly received by critics and fans alike, it currently sports a resounding 0% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I wanted to watch that one.
Yeah. Well, I think I've seen it, but it's been a while. The very next year, the Disney Channel premiered an animated TV series based on the film called The Emperor's New School. The show follows Cusco after the events of the first movie as he tries to complete his re-education to return to the throne. Yzma, of course, does her best to thwart Cusco from passing his classes. John Goodman, Eartha Kitt, and Patrick Warburton voiced their same characters again over the course of the show, though Cusco was voiced by J.P. Mannix instead of David Spade. So,
I'm good, Gonzo. Hope you are too.
Oh,
buddy.
Hey, Gonzo, how you doing?
Well, wore out from that trip. It was, what was that, about 7 hours home?
Are we playing tonight? Hey, Rachel.
Well, on the Call of Duty things, they didn't release the Battle Pass today. They put it off on hold.
Yeah, is that right?
That's what they all wrote about. I haven't really checked it out to find out if that was true, but it was on Call of Duty's Twitter page. But
yeah,
because all the stuff that's going on, I don't know what the stuff in the world's got to do with DLC packs on games. I don't really understand it, but oh well. That's a whole nother topic. This is Disney.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I think Emperor's New Groove was actually one of the better ones that came after the Renaissance. And I mean, I have what movies are in what era.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm glad you told me to watch it, man. I laughed so hard. Oh,
yeah. I mean, that's what it's like. I mean, it's not a princess movie. You know, it's more it's a buddy movie, is what it is.
The most funny parts to me was the squirrels when they were squeaking and all that stuff. But
right.
When he was trying all the different potions to get turned back into human, oh my goodness! Oh, it was just like classic.
So let's see. There's 7 heirs. And the heir that the Emperor's New Groove falls under, trying to find it. Oh, here it is. It's the post-Renaissance era, so from 2000 to 2009.
Okay.
So,
hey, we stopped in Lewiston, Idaho on the way back to see if we could find any signs about Walt Disney's wife living there or being married, or Walt being married there, but we couldn't find nothing. Of course, we didn't stay there long.
Right.
But we did go down this road that they built in Lewiston, Idaho, that used to be the only road to get to the top of the mountain.
Right.
So I know Walt and his wife was at least on that road.
Oh, wow.
So I can say that I've been on the same road.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really windy and steep. That road was. It's crazy. But you would think, since Walt so famous, that there would be some kind of sign there in that town saying that he was married there.
Well,
or
yeah, you
something.
would figure
think.
something would be. Yeah, you would think. I mean, well, I meant the one place that. I mean, Walt, when he was a kid, lived a bunch of places too, but Marceline, Missouri seems to be the one place everybody knows as where Walt grew up, but he was actually born in Chicago.
Yeah.
So, but
There
so
probably was if we would have searched around the town a lot, but
there might have
we
been.
just kind of stopped there to eat and then we came on.
But
Looked around.
so actually I think we're gonna pick a movie from the revival era, which is from 2010 to present. And they got some movies on here. They got some that aren't on here as well. And I think we're going to take from one that's not on here.
Okay.
All right. We are going to draw something from Moana.
Moana.
Yes. Have you seen Moana?
I've seen like just a part of it. I haven't watched the whole thing.
You have not seen Moana.
I started to watch it, but I fell asleep.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is in the movie. And you
can't help it.
So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw some character or something from Moana. That'll be next week's subject. Like I said, if you want to join us, you always can. If it's like I said, it can be a craft, it can be, a drawing. If you want to paint, if you want to, I don't know, sculpt.
If you have wrestling action figures and you want to dress the Rock up with your dolls.
Let's not go that far. But so yeah, we're gonna do Moana. I think that'd be a fun one. You can't do it?
No, I can't. Yeah, I like this.
I think I do the wrong eyebrow though. I can only do one. I can't do the other.
He always done his right when The Rock did. For the most part. He was his right eye.
But now I told you what the Easter egg was in the one song, the Rock song, "You're Welcome."
You probably did, but I probably don't remember.
Yeah, at the end of the song, he's like, I'm going to take something about Maui's has to take your boat because Maui can do almost anything except for float. And that's because he's the Rock and rocks don't float. But I actually, truthfully, I think when it comes down to those newer movies, I prefer Moana over Frozen.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that would upset them because I know there are a lot of Frozen fans, but I prefer it over Frozen. I really do. I'm not saying it's, better or anything like that. I'm just saying I like it better than Frozen. So
yeah. I watched Frozen a couple times and because Clayton wanted to watch it.
Have you seen the new one?
No.
No. Frozen 2 was pretty good. It was really, really good.
I think Christina and I just need to spend one weekend, if I'm not gaming, which that's very rare, and just watch all Disney that weekend.
Just watch all Disney.
Yeah, instead of the first 48.
Right. Instead of the first 48.
Well, I'm going to tell you about our journey.
They ought to do.
I watched that first 48. That
they should do a first 48 Disney edition.
They should. They should. And Joe Salacy from Miami would be real good to play in that. And so would Jason White from Tulsa, Oklahoma PD. But I watched enough first 48. And on this trip, we ended up in some mountains.
Right.
The body would never be found. Never.
Oh, gosh. I don't think that's something we want to. It's not exactly.
No, but so Christina is fired from Google Maps.
Right.
She ends up in places where we probably shouldn't be at. Somehow we ended up on a gravel road on the other side of a river that I wasn't too sure if it had an ending or not.
Right.
So I'm like, maybe we should turn around. But how Google even got that address to put us right there at that point is beyond me.
Right.
I'm like, I don't think we're going to find any moose here. The mountain was too steep on the right side. And the drop off to St. Joe's River was too steep on that side. I'm like, no. So then We end up 7,000 feet up in the air on top.
Oh, wow.
And I mean top. We were on the top of the mountain overlooking other mountains. And there was snow that had melted and slid down the mountain, so it was blocking the road. But we were like, we had drove up that mountain 58 miles, and we were 12 miles from St. Riggins, I think it was, Montana.
Right.
So instead of being able to go through the snow and going down into town to Montana, we had to turn around and go back 58 freaking miles. And I'm like, well, that was a journey. And then these people were up there. They were coming up from the other side. And the guy thought he could get his van through that snow. Well, he found out it was deep. So he lets his daughters get out. And they're in shorts and sandals wading through snow that's like probably almost knee deep in places.
Oh, wow.
Like, look at these idiots. But they were from Colorado, too. So they're probably used to that stuff. But
right.
Anyway, our mountain journey, we took a little road trip the next day that we were up there. We ended up like 7,000 feet up in the air, overlooking other mountains. I was like, yeah, we're pretty high. We didn't have to take nothing to get here either. But it was a journey.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'd live out there. I wouldn't be able to play no PlayStation, but there'd be a lot more other stuff to do out there, like chop trees.
Margie, we went down to Walt Disney World to see Heaven, and we drove, and I decided, and there's a lot, if you go certain ways, there's a lot of toll roads.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if it was Google Maps or if it was Apple Maps or whatever it's called on iPhone. And all I did was type in 75, as in the Interstate 75.
Right.
So it takes us back through these back roads and everything. And we come to this overpass and it says your destination is here. But there's no exit lanes to get on a 75.
That's what happens to Christina a lot. Yeah.
So what it wasn't giving me directions to get on 75. It just gave me directions to get to 75.
Right.
That was it. And we pulled on down, and Margie's like, we need to turn around. So I'm like, all right. I said, we'll turn around at this next road. We pull off. She goes, I don't think this is a road. It was dirt and everything. I said, there was a road sign on the corner. This is a road.
Yeah. Well, what got us to stop up there was the sign. Not only was the snow up there on the mountain from where it had slid down from a little hill, but there was a sign that said pavement ends. Right. And I said, okay, says it's a scenic byway. So, and I told Christina, I said, let me walk up here. So I walked like a half mile and I look around the corner and it's like caked in snow, but it was a gravel road. Right. But it wasn't like the road that Christina ended up on when she Googled, and I put up air quotes, moose locations. Well, I figured out how we ended up on that road because what she doesn't realize is moose are on the move.
Yeah.
So they probably got pinged there at one time, but that moose has since left. And that's how we ended up where we did. I don't know. I just know that road was the longest 4 miles to that point when we got off the highway onto this little back road. The longest 4 miles I'd ever been on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We need to watch it. I haven't seen it either. Okay. So, I think we're actually going to cut it short. I'm sitting here like sweating. So, I need to get an air conditioner in here or something like that. The only thing I hate about putting an air conditioner in here is, you know what I hate about it. So,
the noise.
Yeah, we listened to it when we was playing Call of Duty with Clayton.
Yeah.
He sounded like he was sitting on the thing.
Well, I think between myself and Gonzo and Al, I think we could probably set you up a GoFundMe account for a silent air conditioner for your office. For your office.
Yeah. Office/junk room. That's what I got.
/ game room.
No, well, I mean the PlayStation's in here, but yes, it's office.
Game room.
I don't call it a game room because it's actually sits here right here like part of the office. So, but yeah, I mean it's like I got this one little corner in my daughter's old bedroom, and then the rest of it is junk. And I was like, Margie, we need to have a yard sale. And she's like, with all the overtime we're doing, when are we going to have time to do yard sale?
Let's set it out on the porch and have a silent auction.
Yeah, yeah, like that'll work. We had somebody get in the car and stole the change out of the cubby. Got away got away with just over a little over $1. But what really made me mad is they found the Twizzlers in my glove box and just threw them on the floor. That's what really made me mad. Throwing my Twizzlers on the floor.
That'd piss me off. You know what happened when my Doritos got crushed one time?
But
that's just, man, I don't know. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. Like, they're not bad comments. It's just what the world has gone to, and
yeah. So, all right.
People need. I'm not no Christian, but people need Jesus, or they need some kind of help.
Right. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, it's gonna be short. You know, it's for me. It's hot. Everything like that. We started a little bit late. But, you know, hey, so this was the Emperor's New Groove. What are you doing?
Next time you go to Disney, get you one of the little squirt bottles that has the fan on it.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit up here and mist myself. Wow.
Oh, that'd be funny.
So like we said, next week's subject will be Moana. And we'll be drawing characters from Moana. And if you want to join us, you can send in your arts and crafts, pictures of your arts and crafts to addifamilyadventure@gmail.com. Do I still got that up there? Let's see. I bet I do. I do. Okay.
Yep.
And we will, if it's have it in by at least Tuesday of next week, Wednesday at 4:00 at the latest, and Darren and I will take a look at it and tell you what we think. We will not give a bad. We're not going to give a bad.
No, never no criticizing on this channel.
No,
because you know, people do their best. They put their effort and their work into it. There's
right.
No one's perfect.
Right.
No one.
No one
in this world,
except for the person who originally drew it.
They're not even perfect. My art teacher once told me that even the best artist in the entire world cannot draw the same picture twice.
Well, that's probably true.
It will never mirror itself completely 100%. Never.
There is something that can draw the same picture twice, though. It's called a photocopier. So if you think about it, man created the photocopier, so he actually did create something that could draw the same picture more than just twice.
Well, I'm talking man's hand.
I got you. But so next week, Moana. That sounds like fun. You got any ideas of what you want to draw yet, Darren?
Oh, I have the Rock action figure, so I might not be drawing anything.
If you're gonna draw Dwayne Johnson, you're gonna draw him as Maui, not as the Rock action figure.
Well, who says we don't have some crafts around here and I can put a wig on him?
Oh my gosh.
Grass skirt. No, I'll figure it out.
All right.
I'll watch the movie entirely again.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't watch it entirely the first time. The first time I ever watched it, I fell asleep. I just never even thought about watching it again for some reason.
Right. But as for that, if you enjoyed this content, please give us a like and a comment. Or if you're in here now in the chat, I'd like to thank the chat for being here. We appreciate all of you.
Thank you.
Give us a like. Thanks, Darren, for being on here. If you're watching the replay and you enjoyed the content, please give me a like and a comment. And if you just found the channel and you do like our content, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when we post a video or go live. So next week's topic, Moana. Once again, if you don't want to draw something from Moana, you can draw anything Disney related. and we'll put it up. And it's just something we like to do. We like to look at different kinds of art, and it seems.
Yep.
Like,
and then when you get a bunch of art built up, you can buy you a portfolio like we did. We put them all in plastic sleeves and stick them in there by
cool.
by dated, more or less numerical order.
Right. So, but
that's something
as
for our
that,
kids to look back on when we're dead and gone.
Oh yeah. But as for that, that is going to do it for this week. So we will catch you next week on Disney Fan Art with Chris and Darren. We'll see you.